Hi guys, Southern Tier Prepper here. My teenager has been asking me for what she calls those pumpkin things, but the technical term for them, I guess, is pumpkin quickies. But since I'm making them anyway, I figured I would do a short video since all of the items are things that should be in your prepper pantry anyway. We like to do these mostly in the fall when baking season fires up because then obviously it's pumpkin season. But this is made with things that everybody should have. So we're going to start with 1 can of regular pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. That would end up being too watery and possibly over-seasoned if you don't like a lot of cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice. So we're going to start with that. Full can, scrape it out really good if you can. And I'm going to add to that, I'm going to get some vanilla once I get all the pumpkin out. Bear with me. So now I'm adding a splash of vanilla, and it's to taste. I add vanilla to everything. The old-fashioned recipe doesn't call for any, but I love it. Pie spice to taste. I just do a little bit of that in there. I don't like a ton of cinnamon in my stuff. So I'm going to give that a quick mix just so that everything gets incorporated well together so that when I add the dry ingredients, it all gets distributed evenly. Nobody wants a big mouthful of pumpkin pie spice or just plain pumpkin. So I'm going to add a regular yellow cake mix. That is your preference, whatever brand you want. Cheap works. If you are somebody who likes to make things from scratch, of course you can go ahead and make up your scratch dry ingredients and add those as well. I can't think of any reason why that wouldn't work. So we're going to go ahead and add that, and it's going to look like it's an overabundance of dry ingredients to your wet, but trust me, it does come together. So I'm just going to swish this around a little bit, mash it up pretty good, and it does start coming together pretty quick. You can use your KitchenAid mixer or stand mixer with a paddle attachment if you want. It does make it go a little bit faster, but I find this is just as easy without having to dirty the mixer. Now, there are some days where if my fibromyalgia is acting up and we really want something sweet for dinner, or for dessert actually, that I will get the mixer out and do it that way. There's, no shame in that. But I'm feeling okay today, so I'm just going to go ahead and mash this up until it's all combined. A couple lumps are okay if you get them in there. This is really forgiving. You just want to try to get all that pumpkin, evenly distributed and combined really well, just so that you're not getting a bite of just plain pumpkin that might not set up well in the baking process. So what we're going for here is just for everything to be distributed through. A couple lumps are okay. One of the things that makes this a great prepper pantry meal is that there's absolutely no eggs or oil or milk or anything like that in here. Just simple ingredients that are all shelf stable. You've got your canned pumpkin, your cake mix, and your vanilla and your spices, and that is it. So if somebody's dairy free, this is a good option for them. I just want to scrape those little bits of plain pumpkin off the spatula so that they get mixed in really well. And then once this is all mixed through, we're going to add our raisins. Now, you can mix in anything you want with these. You can do raisins, which is what I'm doing today. We've done chocolate chips. We've done dried cranberries. We've done walnuts. The children tend to not like the walnuts so much, so we save those for times when it's just going to be my husband and I eating them, or if we're taking them to a get-together where it's going to be mostly grown-ups anyway. What are some other combinations you could do? I've drizzled maple syrup in here before. That's been really fantastic. I love the pumpkin and maple combination. You could try to get a little exotic and use some coconut milk. But like I said, today we're doing raisins because that's what the teenager wanted, so that's what she's going to get. And there's no specific measurement on the add-ins that you're doing. It's just basically however much or however little you like. You just want to make sure that you get them incorporated and distributed evenly throughout the batter. This batter is going to be somewhere between a cake batter and a dough. Or a cake batter and like a cookie dough. Just going to throw a couple more raisins in here. She likes them a lot, so I'll give her a little treat. So, sorry if you hear that purring. I'm doing a voiceover because my mic didn't work when I was actually baking these, and now Cersei's on my lap, so she's getting some lovin's. So I'm just going to mix those raisins through all the way, and then I'm going to get a uniform scoop. I don't even know what size my scoop is. I have two sizes. One is a small one and one is a larger one. I call the larger one my cookie scoop. So that's the one that I'm going to be using. Just with some parchment lined cookie sheets. I always use stoneware cookie sheets just because at my house, my oven isn't always the most dependable with how evenly it heats. So the stoneware I find helps even out the temperature and the cooking quite a bit. So to hold the parchment down, I'm just going to do a couple scoops in each of the corners so it stays down. And I'm going to get these done, and I will be back once they're out of the oven. You're going to bake them at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes. This batch, actually, my oven's been acting up, so it took about 17 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. These are fresh out of the oven, and they're still too hot, actually, for me to handle comfortably. So I'm just going to cut into one so you guys can see what they look like. They're not quite a cookie, and they're not quite a cake. They're almost like a muffin, and they're not super sweet. So go ahead and try it out. Play with your own flavor combinations. If you do try it, I'd love to hear how you made out. Go ahead and post in the comments. If you can like and subscribe and check out my Facebook page for tips of the day, I'd really appreciate it. It will help our channel grow. And make sure you do your research and prep on.